What's going on, race fans? This is Steve. We are here with Race Day, and man, oh man, we are here at Darlington Speedway for the Throwback Southern 250 for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series, and we are really pumped up right now. We're going to go down trackside, all ready for qualifying, which is already underway. Always a good time here at Darlington, and man, we're getting right to it, not wasting any time whatsoever. Today, a big update in the iRacing world. Rain was brought into the service, and man, we were cutting it close for a bit. We thought that this session might not even go up, this race. A lot of things were kind of plaguing the network and the servers and all kinds of stuff, but yet here we are. So a big field today. Darlington is definitely a place too tough to tame, and we are going to find out real quick. Race number 4 of season number 6 for the ASRA, what these drivers have to do. Session is going to be kind of a daytime sunset time frame. It won't necessarily go into nighttime, but it'll be kind of hovering around that that sunset twilight zone time frame. So Brandon's 6 right now in that 66 in P2. Blaze Crawford already in P1 with that 28.46, so very fast lap. Jamie Graham right now on track as well. So throughout the field today, we're going to go through numerous throwback paint schemes. A bunch of drivers have them, so always a good time to see that. Cannot wait to get these going. Derek Schmerker, here he is. Old school paint scheme, dripdrops.io, and that 26. Looking very, very good. And there he is, too. Fastest on the track, 28.41. Extremely good job. James Coffin comes around. Looking good in that Coca-Cola machine. Love that. It's overall an amazing job right now. That might be it for qualifying. I see a lot of drivers still not coming out onto the track. We do have about 4 minutes left of qualifying, so we're going to get that down here as we go. Right now, currently nobody on track, so real quick, before we end up qualifying, let's real quick go and thank a few sponsors before we get this Throwback Southern 250 underway. We'll come right back, folks.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers bowl sleeping. Rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight. Rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, folks, welcome back. Big thanks to our sponsors here today for the ASRA Cup Series and Race Day. And right now, again, we are right in the middle of qualifying. About 2 minutes left to go. A couple of drivers on the track right now. A long qualifying session, and here we go. Frankie Brosso on track, your Daytona winner. And then Brandon Bowie as well, just fresh off a win last week in Kentucky. So what can these two do right now? Darlington is a very tough track, as we know. And we're going to find out real quick who can do the best here. Frankie Brosso coming on the back stretch, but Brandon Bowie going to cross that line first, it looks like. What can he produce here? P7 on the board right now. Frankie Brosso next in line to cross that line. Kenny Reel also back on track too, so we'll see what he has to do in just a second. Frankie Barroso, P11. Kenny Real, 23rd right now. So tough conditions. Just about 1 more minute to go in qualifying. Frankie going to give it one more go here, one more time around. What can he do? And there it is, P9 for Frankie Barroso. That is all he can get. Devin Smirker, though, looking the best right now, 28.41 on the top of the board. Extremely fast lap. Kenny Real, that's going to be it for him, too. So right now, provisionally, it is going to be Devin Smirker on the top of the leaders. About 30 seconds left to go. Nobody else on track right now, with about 6 or 7 drivers who haven't qualified. So field is pretty close to about 30 drivers, 27, I believe, to be exact. So good sized field. And man, we are going to get this thing underway. The Throwback Southern 250. We do this every year. Last year we did it at Rockingham, and this year they're doing it at Darlington. So going to be a great time as always. Tough track, tough conditions. I'm hearing too that the setup today is pretty well tight. So we're going to see how that has to work as well. But overall, not too bad. Alrighty, folks. Sorry about that, man. Technical difficulties all day long. Tell you what, starting to plague our live scoring tower system as well, so I do apologize for that. We'll fix that as we go. But right now, Devin Smirker going to be on the pole right here. Great job with a very fast qualifying time. Great job. Blaze Crawford in P2. Jamie Graham going to be rolling out 3rd place. Awesome job there. Brandon 6 in P4. Awesome job. Michael Johnson finally making his debut in the series today. Awesome job. Brandon 6 was subbing in for a little while, but right now, Michael Johnson is there. So Joseph Mealy in P6. The All Things Go Throwback paint scheme, man, looking really good right there. Awesome job. John Hagan, P7. Brandon Bowie, 8th place. Tim Robb, Frankie Barroso rounds out your top 10. That mellow yellow paint scheme for Tim Robb. Love that. Next in line, Matthew Fleming, Jeremy Millerin, Gary Slapinski, your Michigan winner. Julio Villalobos, Nick Lights, looking good right there. Christian Angel, awesome job. Keaton Salyers, Ryan Dunkelberger in that Kodak machine, love that. Jackson Anderson rolling off 18th place. Daryl Young, James Kaufman, and then to round out your field, Max Brady, a newcomer to the series. Very fast driver, so we'll see what he has to offer today. Kenny Real, Martin Nava, Josh Larson, and then Hugo Curiel rounding out the field. Scott Casorin as well did join in, but not currently on the grid, so we will see if he can resume this race. But right now, we're going to get back to it. The green flag about to be underway for the ASRA Cup Series here at Darlington. Cannot wait to get this thing going. And right here, green flag about to be out. Lap number 1. How will this race begin? Lap 30 is stage number 1, and we are green flag. Huge contact right there already. Brandon 6 and Jamie Graham, big contact, but keep it going. Track conditions are tight. We're going to see a lot of drivers struggling in these first couple laps. So far, clean lap 1. Great job by all these drivers. But diving into turn 1 for the first time at full speed, this is going to be tough. And right now, everyone makes it through. Excellent job. Blaze Crawford, we have seen him have speed all season long so far in these first 3 races, but right now he is showing it off in P1 and going to lead his first laps of the season. Oh, Brandon 6, big mess up right here. Going to spin around. And around he goes into that wall on the inside. No caution, though. Looks like he actually saved quite a bit of that car. Might not even have any damage. Keeps it going, though. Great job by holding on to it. Lap 4, no caution. This is one of those unique tracks, folks, that the racing surface is much smaller than the actual apron of the track. So you'll see that dotted white line. Everything below that is considered apron and off track. So we'll see a lot of things like that, where drivers will spin around and spin off the track, but they don't throw yellows. Single car spins do not throw out. Our race control will not throw out cautions for that either, unless it's a multi-car incident. And right there, unfortunately, for Brandon 6, that's going to be huge news for him, but kept it off the wall. That's the most important. So far, though, great racing. This is one of those tracks, the Darlington effect, I call it, where historically in the ASRA Cup Series, we've had incredible races here at Darlington, because I feel like drivers are racing the track versus racing the competition, right? They try so hard to not mess up their lap that they kind of take it easy. And by doing so, there's less cautions, there's more, comfort, right? I'm sure we'll still see cautions, to be fair, but definitely everyone's going to be on their tippy toes early on in this race, and right now we're seeing it for sure. 7 laps in already into this race. 134 laps will be the conclusion, but lap 30 is going to be our stage 1 finish, and Blaze Crawford looking very strong early on. Devin Smerker, again, we're going to zoom in on these awesome throwback paint schemes all throughout the race today. That dripdrops.io looking very good. I believe this is a Richard Petty old school paint scheme. That Petty blue looking very good. We're seeing Joseph Mealy right here, another Murphy Esport driver in the All Things Go podcast. I believe this is a throwback to an original All Things Go car, so could be wrong on that, but definitely very good paint scheme. Looking very awesome today so far. But so far, single file racing right now. Not really a whole lot of double or triple right now. Obviously, triples at Darlington, man. Whew, that'd be pretty intense, but everyone's on their best behavior. Back in the pack right now. We're seeing Scott Casorn on the track, or at least we did a second ago, but don't see him there now. Brandon 6 all by himself right now, going to run some laps off. Again, Brandon 6 is part-time. The only part-timer actually in the field tonight, so he subs in for a few drivers here and there on his team, but right now he's trying to go for that win. Just going for trophies for this season, as he was your Season 5 champion. A couple of drivers back here. Let's not forget about them. Awesome paint schemes right here for James Kaufman. Looking very good today. Man, look at that. Coke adds life to racing paint scheme. Looking awesome. Love that. Very sharp. Martin Nava in that 41. Hugo Curiel right there back there too. Josh Larson thrown back to his favorite driver, Kyle Busch, I believe this is. Looking pretty sharp in that San Antonio karting complex machine. Nice solid looking paint scheme. Very good right there. Lots of different throwbacks today, and we'll definitely cover them all as we go. Up front, though, Blaze Crawford in P1, blazing the field, no pun intended. Jamie Graham in P2. He had kind of a rough Kentucky. Let's not try and hide that. But man, he definitely has the speed, and he can just really, put some pace down. And he is looking pretty impressive right now in P2. Devin Smacker, John Hagan. Let's take a look at this ride right here. Looking, oh man, so good in that 64. Love how that looks. The Miller High Life. Very good looking car. Making him over now, though, alongside Devin Smacker. Hagan, again, he has shown some speed this season, man, but just hasn't quite had that luck to really make it work this season. A couple of drivers come to mind, too, just like him. I mean, Roger Pierce, not here tonight, unfortunately, but, man, he is a driver that, again, fast enough to, be up here, but just has not had the luck just yet. But, hey, the season's long. We have a long way to go. Michael Johnson, Brandon Bowie, side by side, teammates right here. Again, Michael Johnson, his first race of the season so far. Very fast driver. I know him from multiple leagues in the past that I've run with. Very cool guy and very fast driver, so definitely expect him to kind of play it cool initially here at Darlington, but would not be surprised if we saw him in the winner's circle in the near future. Man, this car right here, Tim Robb knows how to get it done, man. Mellow yellow. It wouldn't be a throwback race without this paint scheme, and has the Apollo Motorsports on the hood, man. Woo! Looking solid. I love how that car looks. Very, very cool right there. Nick Lights right behind him in that 2 Diva Q NFT LV machine, obviously thrown back to Dale Earnhardt, looks like. Hey, very solid, but very, that paint scheme, man, just commands attention, and looks very solid right there. Frankie Rosso in P10, holding on to a strong finish. Frankie likes Darlington, from what I've been told. I mean, he's done well here in seasons past. Real quick, let's look back here. We're seeing some big action, 2x2. Into the wall a little bit here for a couple drivers. Jeremy Miller, all 3 cars into the wall. Miller and Jackson gets a little rough and rowdy right there against Millerin. Millerin's not going to be happy about that. Either way, though, Jackson makes it work. That's a paint scheme thrown back to his grandfather, I believe. That Circle 83 paint scheme looks very, very good. Awesome job at Harpoon Design. Go and check him out. He's responsible for a lot of these paint schemes tonight. Jeremy Miller, we saw Josh Larson doing the same throwback, so we have 2 of the same car, but very, very cool paint scheme right there as well. Jacob Wiest. Man, awesome rides today in that 60. Very, very cool. This little group here has kind of chilled out a little bit. But keep in mind, these drivers don't get any fast repairs, so they only have 1 car for the entire night. So they can knock down the wall all they want, just like we saw Millerin do in that 10, but man, oh man, how long is that going to last? That car will be affected before too long. Christian Angel, again, another throwback to Dale Earnhardt in the Wrangler machine, looking very good. That 10 is having a problem right here. Millerin looking pretty slow right there. We'll have to watch him. Gary Slapinski in the 78. Right behind him, your Michigan winner from 2 weeks ago. Trying to get around these drivers. It's a hard job getting around this place. But Blaze Crawford is making his way. 2.4 second lead right now. And making it look pretty easy. Looking very, very strong right now early on. Look at the lead he has up against John Hagen in P2. Very, very fast right now. And again, lap 30 is stage number 1. So we only have 8 laps to go for the first stage. And the cream rises to the top, as they say. Devin Smirker in P4. Michael Johnson makes that move for P3. So here he comes, Michael Johnson. His debut for the season. Looking very strong. Max Brady. We've mentioned him earlier on. He didn't qualify, so right now he's up 11 spots. And that Carlos Pizza number 5. Tell you what, extremely fast driver here. And again, just like Michael Johnson, couldn't think of his name for a second. New driver onto the circuit, and a lot to prove here. He's very, very fast, so we'll see him definitely getting to the front of the field as we go. But right now, 24 laps into this race, this Southern Throwback 250. Joseph Mealy under fire here a little bit by Frankie Barroso. Gonna get a little closer there. Turn 2 is so tough to try and pass, but they're making it work so far. Right on board real quick, Joseph Mealy. You'll see how he takes turns 1 and turns 2. It's so awkward, turn 2, on exit especially. Up around this wall, you have to kind of hit that lower apron and then shoot back up. But yellow flag on the circuit. As we're riding aboard here, looks like it's up in front of Mealy. Let's go back and take a look. Who is it? Who? We don't see anybody having any issues or... Either way, yellow flag is out lap 26. So this actually should end the stage because it is within 5 laps to go of the stage, or the scheduled stage end. So looks like Martin Nava actually might be the culprit here. Let's go back and take a look. So Martin Nava right there, right behind Kaufman. Ooh, just gets loose out of there off of turn 2 and does a pretty good job saving it, actually. That'll be recoverable for sure. But he was sideways on the... Ooh, hold on now. That could have been it. That was most likely it right there, actually. Oh! The leader, Blaze, had to fly through that. That was super close. So yeah, Martin Nava brings out the caution right there, unfortunately. But hey, you know what? That is alrighty, because so far this race has been pretty good. Everyone coming down pit road, so that is going to be your stage conclusion. So right here, Blaze Crawford is going to be your stage winner. Awesome job. We'll talk to him in just a second. Talk about this crazy race so far. It's getting pretty wild, and right now, a great job for Blaze to win his first stage. I believe his first stage, maybe his second stage. Could be wrong there. I'll fact check myself in a bit, but awesome job for Blaze Crawford. Well, right now, we'll let all these drivers pit. Everyone's coming off pit road, getting their tires, getting their fuel, so let's bring it out to the sponsors. We'll go and shout them out real quick. We will come right back, folks. Stick around.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Alrighty, folks, we are back for the Throwback Southern 250, and right now we are live and we are about to get this race back underway. Stage 1 has concluded. Sorting out through some technical difficulties again. We do apologize for some little visual blips and things here and there. Again, with that iRacing update today, man, that took a while, and that definitely affected a lot of our systems, especially here on my end. So again, I do apologize for that, but we're going to work through it and work through it together. So right now, lap 30, we'll talk to Blaze Crawford during our next caution. Don't want to distract him right now, obviously, getting back to green. So lap 30, this would normally be when the stage ended, the scheduled distance, but we're going to go back green here. So fuel might be an issue this stage if we stay green. We're going to find out real quick. Blaze Crawford, Devin Smirker on the front row. We are going back green here, folks. And here we go. Green flag back in the air. Nikolai's big checkup right there in the backstretch. Had to be careful at turn 2. Got real loosey. So far, so good. Clean restart by these guys. It is just so tough around this egg-shaped oval, man. It is definitely difficult. And right now, they are getting through it. Everyone in line. Man, look at this, though. All over the track. Great job so far. Couple of drivers back here. Joseph Mealy way back here at 25th place. Not sure what's going on there. We'll try and figure out what happened there, but man, rough deal. Blaze Crawford doing a great job. John Hagan right now. Ooh, kisses that wall to turn 2. Got to be careful there. But right now, trying to track down Blaze Crawford. Might make a move here down low. This is a great spot to pass, but getting into turn 1 is the difficulty. Here he comes. What does he have for Blaze Crawford? Across the line. Makes that dive move, but Blaze has the preferred line. Turn 2 is so difficult. Gives it away. Blaze keeps it going. Oh, man, tough hit right there for Jackson Anderson in the all-red car. Solid run so far. Frankie Barroso in P4. We saw him around 10th place before the stage ended. And right here in P4, great job so far. Dunkelberger in P5 as well. So far, a very strong run for Flagship Motorsports. We're seeing Dunkelberger right here, Blaze Crawford in the lead. Matthew Fleming as well in the 88. Cannot forget about him. Such a great season so far. Unfortunately, last week had a speeding penalty, I believe it was, at Kentucky. And that killed his momentum. But man, he is running very well this season. Looking extremely good. Teammates right here, Jeremy Millerin and Jacob Wiest making some moves right here into turn 3 and 4. Looking pretty good. Back in the pack a little bit as well. Austin Salyers. Man, check this paint scheme out. I believe this is a throwback to Martin Truex. Yeah, back in his, back in his days. This is a great paint scheme. Brings back a lot of memories. Awesome job right there for Austin Salyers to bring that. Love that look. Very, very cool. Quick update on Joseph Mealy. Mealy actually pitted again, so might be topping off on fuel, but that is the situation with Mealy, so we'll definitely cover that. Gonna fight his way back up to the front. Up front, though, under heavy pressure, Blaze Crawford with John Hagan. Look at this. John Hagan making that move down low, trying what he can. That's a smart move from Mealy, though, trying to hold on. Oh, the contact, a little bit of neck code right there. That sucked them together. John Hagen takes the lead right there. Great job, great racing. It's just so tough at this place to pass. John Hagen makes it work right there, though. On the front stretch in turn 1, turn 2. Gonna lead his first laps of the race right now, looking very, very solid. A couple more drivers to watch out for back in this pack here. Garrett Lipinski won at Michigan early on from a great pit strategy, and here he is right now in P10, so awesome, awesome job for him. Jackson Anderson right now in P9. We saw him hit the wall hit pretty hard earlier on, a couple laps ago, and doesn't seem like it's really affected him, which is good on the right side. But again, this is Darlington, and we expect drivers to get that Darlington stripe. Michael Johnson here as well, down low. He finished that stage in P3. Right now finds himself in that 16th spot. So a lot of drivers might have been topping off in that fuel. We're seeing Brandon 6 right here. Got real loose and out of shape on lap, I believe it was lap 3. Spun out, didn't cause a caution, but kept it going. He's doing what he can here to hold on to his race. Awesome job nonetheless. Lap 41. We have 19 laps to go. Excuse me, 29 laps to go until stage 2. We're going to lap 70 this time. And right now, it's a long way. We're going to have to probably think about fuel, especially as we get this race more and more towards the halfway point. Again, real quick, talking about just the updates today with iRacing. If for some reason the iRacing servers crash and we get all crazy, if it's past the halfway point, we'll call the race official. If the servers crash and whatnot beforehand, if they do, knock on wood, then this race will be rescheduled for next week. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We're getting close to the halfway point here pretty soon. So everything seems pretty well stable. So doesn't seem like that'll be a huge worry. So far, a great job by everybody on the track. A couple of drivers here. Tim Robb making a great work right here. Currently in 7th place. That mellow yellow ride. This might be the contender for my favorite. Bunch of movement right here. Oh, Josh Larson off the track right here. Same thing we saw with Brandon 6 earlier on. No caution on the track. Keeps it going. We stay green. Tough break. Real quick, let's go back and take a look. While we're green right here, Josh Larson on the outside lane. Just gets a little loose off of turn 2, I believe. Into the wall pretty hard. And then off he goes. Unfortunate. But again, we stay green. The rule here in the ASRA is that, hey, if it happens, if it's a multi-car wreck, 3 cars or more, they'll throw the manual caution. But besides that, iRacing throws the cautions, and unfortunately that was only a 1-car deal. So we talked about it earlier. This track is tough because you can see right here 3 lanes of racing surface, but then way down below that white dotted line is all that apron. So anything below that, it is not considered on the racing surface, and iRacing will not throw a yellow. So always fun when we come here. Indianapolis does the same thing. Same kind of weird boundaries. But it can happen. Matthew Fleming working on Tim Robb right here. He's caught him for sure, but can he catch him? Can he pass him? That's the hard part, is actually getting around him. Really good way to do it that we see is setting him up out of turn 2 and passing him into turn 3, and Fleming almost had that right there, but didn't quite get to him. Definitely getting pretty close. He's got a great run right now. We'll see if Tim Robb gives him the spot entering turn 1. This is going to be tight. Does not do it. Robb has that preferred lane. into turn 2. You're going to see cat and mouse games right here. They pull up side by side. Matthew now has the preferred lane into turn 3. Has that lone line that works pretty well here in turn 3 and 4, and there he goes, makes it work. Jackson Engine going to try the same thing, but not going to make it work just yet. John Hagen, extremely impressive right now. This is a longer stage, keep in mind. So these drivers, if fuel is not a concern, they're looking pretty confident. John Hagen, Blaze Crawford, even Devin Smirker, man, looking very, very good. As well as Frankie Barroso. So these guys are the ones to watch. But again, this stage is longer than what it was scheduled for. So fuel, I think, might be a concern here. We will see. Max Brady, I told you, watch out for him. He is looking very, very fast. And he is coming. A couple of Harpoon design development team drivers right here. Gary Slapinski and Daryl Young trying to make it work. Daryl Young has a win already in the ASRA Cup Series last season, actually at Talladega. So won his race there. Did an awesome job. Has come close a couple times. And Gary, his teammate right in front. Ooh, man, had a rough turn 2 right there. Daryl Young gets him into that turn 3. Awesome job so far. Daryl Young has a great season so far for the most part. Gary Slapinski already locked into the playoffs. He has that win at Michigan, keep in mind, 2 weeks ago. And he is good to go. So very impressive run for him there. Ryan Dunkelberger makes his move around the hurt Josh Larson. Man, Josh Larson right now needs a caution, or at least needs the stage to come pretty quick. He is unfortunately pretty well beat up. Again, just another driver who's had kind of bad luck all season long so far. But he's the kind of driver that can turn it around real quick. We have a lot of tracks coming up that definitely favor him. Tim Robb coming back. Daryl Young on the outside lane. Ooh, kisses that wall, but makes it work. Slapinski, Michael Johnson, side by side right here at the line. Trying to do what they can. Ooh, some contact there a little bit. That's a tough spot. Turns 1 and 2 is all about give and take, and a lot of drivers at times don't want to just give. They want to just take everything they can. They want to pass that car. Just so tough. And right now, ooh, man, Daryl Young is knocking that wall down in turn 3. We've seen that twice now in the last 2 laps. You've got to be careful. That will definitely affect the handling of that car. A couple of drivers here we haven't really talked about for the most part. Christian Angel hits the wall there pretty hard. Julio Villalobos, man, throwing back to, I believe, his one of his old school wins in real life. Cool looking paint scheme right there. Number on the back end. So not sure if that's ASRA approved, but you know what? It's all good today, baby. It's Darlington. It's throwback week. It is all good. But Austin Salyer's back here too in the 19. Holding on to it, James Kaufman, as well as Jeremy Millerin, Hugo Curiel. A lot of these guys trying to recover. This is a tough place. This is one of those places that is just so hard to kind of cut your teeth on, right? It's race number 4 of the season. We're kind of getting into those racetracks that are difficult, right? Beginning of the season, you know, Daytona, Michigan, Kentucky. Some softballs right there, but look at this. A battle for the lead. James Hagen, and Blaze Crawford gets around him. That's a big move right there. Hagen might have used up his tires. Tires here, unlike every other track, man, this place is an absolute cheese grater. for tires. The rubber just flies off this place. And man, Blaze Crawford gets himself back up to the lead. Again, on lap 58, so we're 12 laps away from the stage 2 conclusion. And Blaze looked so quick in stage 1. The fuel, we talked about it, might be an issue here, but the one thing we haven't talked about are those tires. And the tires here, man, they wear off so quick. A caution right here would be huge for these guys. They can come down, take those 4 tires and kind of reset, but man, they fall off quick. You really have to save your stuff here. John Hagan did a pretty good job for the most part, but man, he has fallen off. Blaze Crawford looks to be class of the field tonight. Devin Smecker, can't say enough about that paint scheme. Drip drops. Unfortunately, Smecker wasn't here last week, but man, Drip Drops showed up and they showed out, sponsoring that race at Kentucky, so really appreciate that for them. Drip Drops looking very, very good right there. Man, go and check them out. dripdrops.io. Awesome job. Frankie Broso on P4, looking very, very solid. Right side of the car looks pretty good, so hasn't really knocked down that wall at all too much. Awesome job so far. Max Brady in P5, looking good. P5 for the 5 car. But lap 61, a lot of these cars are pretty well spread out. You can tell a lot of these guys are really struggling with the handling of the car. Tight conditions were a big storyline ahead of this race. And right now we're kind of seeing that too on lap 62. Brendan Six making his way back up to the front. Michael Johnson as well. Some battling right here. Hold on now. Whew. Joseph Mealy, Jacob Weist. Mealy trying to get back to the front here as he kind of double pit on that stage end about 30 laps ago. Oh, side by side. Weist gets that preferred lane. And off he goes. The All Things Go podcast, number 6. Go check him out anywhere you listen to the podcast. All Things Go. Absolutely incredible insight into the world of NASCAR and all things racing. Love those guys over there. Brandon Bowie having a pretty big struggle right now in P16. Definitely not the Brandon Bowie that we've seen in races past, especially last week at Kentucky. Right now in 16th place, down 9 spots from where he started. So not too sure what he's dealing with in that car, but man, not looking in the shape that he should be in, our season 3 champion. Either way though, a long way to go. Jamie Graham having a great race so far, right now in P11, so just outside that top 10 to get those stage points. He is certainly getting there right now, but right behind him, this is the Hornet's Nest. These are the guys trying to get into that top 10, but 6 laps to go. Going to be really, really tough. Lap 65, so now we're in that territory, folks. If a caution comes out, that will be the stage end, because race control here throws a caution out, or will determine the stage end if a caution comes out before 5 laps to go before the scheduled distance end of the stages. And right now we're in that zone. Blaze Crawford, though, back out again, looking stout. 1.67 lead up against Devin Smecker, who is holding it down right now. Great job. John Hagan, again, we talked about it, had the lead, but now is falling back pretty hard. I think those tires fell off hardcore right there. But overall, a great run for him thus far. Frankie Broso holding on to P4. Matthew Fleming kind of falling back here. Not sure if he had a trouble or an issue right there, but man, he fell off quickly. We'll continue to watch that as this stage ends up. Tim Robb right now under fire from Gary Lipinski. Brandon Bowie right here as well. You can really, really see the struggles these drivers have as we close down stage 2. Man, oh man, speeds are way different. Right now, Max Brady under fire. Brandon Six, Michael Johnson right there to try and pounce on him. He might catch him, but no one's going to catch Blaze Crawford. Blaze entering turn 3 and coming out of turn 4. He will cross the line right here momentarily. And stage 2 is about to end, and Blaze Crawford, the winner of stage 1 and stage 2, man, looking extremely good. Blaze Crawford going to be your stage 2 winner. Awesome, awesome job by Blaze Crawford. So far has dominated the race. Stages 1 and stages 2. Hey, we didn't talk to him in stage 1 during that caution, but luckily he won stage 2, so we can talk to him right here. Man, so far, what an amazing race. Clean race, only one caution on the day. And really, that one caution ended the stage, so very, very impressive thus far for all these drivers. But right now, pit road is going to be a busy, busy place. These drivers screaming for tires right now, in full of fuel. Awesome run so far for Crawford, Smacker, Hagen, Barroso, and Six. A lot of these guys looking to get these wins. We've had 3 different winners so far this season in our 3 regular season races, and right now we're trying to get potentially a 4th. We're seeing a lot of fast guys. Smacker right now, Blaze Crawford. Off he goes. Fleming coming off right there, looking extremely good. Joseph Mealy having a great comeback right there, off pit road. A lot of Bowie Esport drivers coming off pit road as well, so far a fantastic job. Folks, real quick, we're going to go and thank some sponsors real fast, and then we'll come back and we'll talk to your stage 2 and 1 winner, Blaze Crawford.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, folks, we are back for the Throwback Southern 250. Big thanks to all of our sponsors right there. Wasn't able to bring in Blaze Crawford right there. This caution flags happened very, very fast. I believe they actually might have advanced the yellows as well. I could be wrong right there, but man, they were fast. So again, we can't quite get to Blaze just yet. I know he's itching to get into the booth and talk to us. So I promise once we get a caution, hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it does happen, we will bring him in. Right now, putting on an absolute clinic in that car. Very, very good job right now. So the front row is going to be Blaze Crawford and Frankie Barroso. This is going to be the restart for stage number 3. No more cautions scheduled, no more stages scheduled. So we will see how this race goes and unfolds. 60 laps to go at the line. And the green flag about to be in the air. And here we go. Green flag back in Darlington. Hugo Curiel way off pace right here, down low. Keeps it going though, back at the field, too wide. Blaze Crawford going to be under fire already again from John Hagan, but keep in mind, John Hagan kind of fell off there at the end of stage 2, so tires really will play a factor into this last 60 laps. If this thing goes green, it's going to be all about who can save the tires the most. Some big shakeups right here. Villalobos and Millerin. Close racing. Blaze Crawford lets him go right there. He knows he might fall off at the end, but John Hagan wants to lead this race. Frankie Barroso might have something to say about that. He is right there as well. Looking to track these guys down. Matthew Fleming to the front now. Excellent job. Daryl Young battling right here with Joseph Mealy and Brandon Bowie. Solid job so far. Man, Mealy got loose further off turn 2, but keeps it going. John Hagan up front though. Michael Johnson taking a unique line right there, but looking pretty good in P4. Awesome job. Right now, folks, as we always like to do at the beginning of stage 3, we're gonna go and bring the noise. Sponsored by Harpoon Design. Let's get it. Man, oh man, that gets me going every single time. Bring the noise. Huge thanks to HarpoonDesign.com. Go and check them out. Get your NASCAR style paint scheme done. They are the absolute best. Man, right now, lap 81. Race is going by pretty quick. We are officially past the halfway point, which is great news for all these drivers. James Coffin getting word that he's crashed right here. Oh no, off the track, unfortunately, way off the track, so will not bring out a caution. It would appear like, let's go back real quick if we can see it. James Coffin off turn 2. Oh man, just collects himself with Martin Nava right there. And they both get involved. 2-car incident does not bring out a caution. Unfortunately, off the track. Tough break for those two, but we keep it green. Awesome job right now. Blaze Crawford, you can tell he's not showing that full speed right now. Frankie Barroso is right there. We're going to see a lot of these drivers conserve tires, not necessarily fuel, because everyone has to pit once more for sure. As they shift up to 5th gear into turn 1, you'll see him kind of dive down low right here to get that lane. And there he is. Nobody right now should be at 100%. You want to send, well, not send, but save your tires and conserve as much as you can right now. Lap 84. We are winding this thing down. Brandon Bowie making his way back up to the front. We saw him earlier struggling pretty hard, I feel like. But here he is. Fleming had to check up quite a bit right there behind his teammate Ryan Dunkelberger. And then also checked up. We're seeing smoke on the track right now. Oh, Jeremy Millerin. Looks like he might have hit the wall pretty hard. Not sure if that was... I don't see any alerts here. Don't see where that might have happened, but man, tough break for him. Daryl Young way down low, going to try and recollect into that field. Kenny Reel on the outside lane. Hitting it hard on the outside. Keeps it going. John Hagen out to a 5/10 of a lead right now, trying to hold on to this P1. Clean air does matter, especially at a track like this. So this might not be a bad move for him. You know, maybe get to the lead and then conserve. That way you have that clean air. You can kind of get around the track nice and easy. And not a bad move for him, potentially. James Kaufman, Hugo Curiel, Austin Salyers right here. Having a pretty good day. Clean car. Gary Slipinski as well. Has some damage for Gary on the left front. Not sure where he got that. We didn't see anything happen necessarily as far as a caution per se, but yeah, definitely some Darlington stripes, but on the wrong side of the car. So we'll try and find out what happened there. But man, Christian Angel has some right side damage, I believe. Been knocking that wall down just a little bit. Daryl Young, Tim Robb. Solid job right now for John Hagen. Look at that Miller High Life, number 64. Looking very strong today. John has shown a lot of promise this season early on, even as early as the Clash. The Clash was our first race, and man, he looked very, very fast there. And, you know, Daytona's kind of a wild card. You know, Michigan and Kentucky last week just hasn't really had the luck, to be honest. But man, right now, today, he is showing what he has and looking very good. Blaze Crawford as well. Right now, barring somebody finding some kind of magic, I think we're looking at our winner potentially in this top 3 right now. Frankie Barroso in that 3rd spot. He's kind of a sleeper in my book. He's a fast driver. He can get it done. He's won Darlington here before. This is one of our marquee events for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series, and right now he's creeping up there. Watch out for him. Michael Johnson doing the same thing in that 39 Bowie Esports machine, looking very, very good. He can get it done too, just has to have that clean air. Brandon Bowie as well. These guys know what they're doing. They just need that time. But a track like this, a win is hard to come by. You have to know how to conserve your tires, how to conserve the fuel. Be patient. Keep all the fenders on the car. And if you can do that, you might find yourself in victory circle. Right now, we're seeing that a lot of these drivers in conservation mode. Lap 93 out of lap 134. Looking very, very good. A couple of drivers right here. Look, ooh, Jamie Graham, Jacob Weist having a moment right there. And then below him, Kenny Reel, Daryl Young. Oh man, Tim Robb just sent it in there right there. Side by side to Kenny Reel. Who's going to give? Kenny Reel has the preferred lane. Gets it done, man. Close racing. This is what it comes down to, folks. This Throwback Southern 250 is not an easy one on the calendar. But here we go. Awesome job right now. Max Brady peeking in to Ryan Dunkelberger on the inside lane. Man, love that Kodak machine for Dunkelberger, but Max Brady makes that move. Looks great, but he's got a whole mirror full of Joseph Mealy on the back end. Oh, Brandon 6. About tank slap that turn 2 right there. He's struggling a bit. And P11, ooh, get into turn 3 a little awkwardly. Jacob Weist gonna take advantage. Brandon 6 not digging this setup, I've got a feeling. Back here in P10, it's just so hard to get through the field. I would argue that any of these, about 20 drivers in this field on any given day can win a race. And man, we're seeing it right now. John Hagan still up front, 1.34 second lead. So has extended it, was about 5-6 tenths. But John making it work. Blaze Crawford in P2. Frankie Barroso third place still. Michael Johnson P4 looking very good. Great outing for the first time. Brandon Bowie fifth place. Fleming putting together a great race so far. Again, had the issues last week at Kentucky. Was running so well, but then had that speeding penalty. Right now, though, having a great run. Max Brady in his debut race, looking very smooth. Awesome job. Mealy, P8, Dunkelberger, P9, and Brandon 6 rounding out your top 10. Getting word, Jeremy Miller, I'm going to crash again. Yes, he did. He is around. And he's below that apron again, so we're not going to see the caution just yet. Let's take a look back real fast. Oh my word. What? What happened there? Let's do that again, but right on the cockpit. Wow. Tough break right there. Not really sure what happened, to be honest. Brandon 6 coming down pit road. Such a tough pit road to come down to, especially on green flag pit stops, and he's coming down early, choosing to extremely undercut this race. We were going to go to a race day non-stop, but right now, green flag pit stops might be underway, and this is going to be it. Kenny Reel, Jacob Weist. With Brandon 6 coming down, this is going to force the field to come down as well. We'll see who else comes down, but John Hagan, your leader, stays out front. Yeah, just to revisit that wreck real quick. Hard to say what happened. Millerin had that huge run, but then Salyers kind of went down low. Probably didn't see how much of a run Millerin had, and unfortunately just collided right there. Here comes Tim Robb, Christian Angel coming down pit road. So who decides to come down pit road now? A strategy, if you're, maybe outside the top 10 or just inside the top 10, maybe you hold off. Maybe you wait until a caution comes out. If one does come out, trap a bunch of cars a lap down. But if you're in the lead, You got to be forced to come in here pretty soon because right now we're about 30 laps to go next time by. And that will definitely force you to pit. The undercut here is massive because the tires are so advantageous. Brandon Six and all these guys right now, Weiss right here, Angel, Salyers, they'll gain so much time on these leaders by pitting early. We're seeing John Hagen down below the apron. He might be coming down pit road. Yes, he does. No mistakes here on lap 104. That looked pretty quick to me, folks. I don't know if he got a speeding penalty there, but we will find out. This, in my mind, is one of the hardest tracks to come down into under green flag pit stops. You really have to nail it. And so far, John Hagen comes down looking good. Blaze Crawford, does that force him to come down pit road? It looks like it might. Here he is. He went out one more time. Has that preferred lane. There he comes. Great stop right there. We're seeing Gary Lipinski as well down pit road. Hugo Curiel. Blaze Crawford, here he is. Does somebody dare to take two tires? Gary Lipinski, we saw that last week, 2 weeks ago in Michigan. Took two tires. Does he do it again? I doubt we're going to see that because they mean so much at a track like this. Frankie Barroso inherits the lead. Will come around and lead that one lap at least, so he'll get that one extra point. Your Daytona winner is finding himself into a good race so far. Up 8 spots. Here we come. Michael Johnson, Max Brady, 2 newcomers to the series. And since this is Darlington, this is the 4th race of the season. So after this, no more new drivers, no more new registration. So this is going to be it. The roster is now locked. And this is going to be your field for the season. Frankie Barroso right now comes down pit road from the lead. Brandon Bowie inherits it. Matthew Fleming forced to come down pit road. Nick Lights as well. Haven't talked much about Nick Lights, but he has been a force to reckon with. Has not won yet this season, but man, he has done everything else except win so far. Multiple podiums, looking very, very fast, but Darlington is extremely tough, and we're going to see a lot more guys having that same struggle. Brandon Bowie coming down pit road. Villalobos, Mealy, Daryl Young. Lap 109. Green flag pit stops are well underway. The lead goes to Devin Sprecher right now in that 26 drip drops machine. As we wind down this race, kisses the wall just a little bit, but nothing too bad. Jamie Graham, here he comes. Solid run for all these guys right here. Joseph Mealy, man, even that pit box matches, love that. Off he goes. Devin Sprecher, interestingly enough, decides to not come down pit road just yet. So what is he cooking up? Jamie Graham. Here he is for his pit stop. Ryan Dunkelberger from P2 coming down pit road as well. And right now, Devin Sprecher, oh, Brandon Six off the wall right there in turn 2. So with Dunkelberger pitting, Devin Sprecher is the only one left. And he's getting passed by a lot of different guys right now, getting their laps back. The lead right now, once Sprecher pits, will go back to John Hagen. And Brandon Six, with that super undercut, is right there as well in that top 2 spot with Blaze Crawford in 3rd spot provisionally. Blaze and John Hagen will have better tires towards the end of this run, but Brandon Six, at the very least, is putting himself in the spot to defend. And that could be it. Right now, Devin Sprecher still Out front, Frankie Barroso in P5, Michael Johnson P6. Dunkelberger finally makes his way back down pit road. This might be a secondary stop. I thought it came down first already. This might be a speeding penalty. We'll look real quick in just a second. Coming back into his pit box. Is servicing the car. Okay, I thought maybe we saw him already come on to the track or onto the pit road, but no, he did not. So right now, Smecker, he is praying for a caution right now. Because at this point, man, once he pits, he'll have the freshest tires out of anybody, but it's going to be a tough gig if a caution comes out after that. Blaze Crawford right now is in that third spot. John Hagen, here he is. So the lead's about 1.3 over Blaze Crawford. So we'll see if Hagen can hold on. We saw him earlier struggle on long runs. But right now he's making it work. Blaze Crawford did end up catching him. And Brandon Six had to succumb to Blaze Crawford on the newer tires. Nick Light's way back down in P22. Not sure if he had a penalty or whatnot, but man, that's a tough break there for him. But all eyes are on Devin Smucker. Here he comes down pit road. Will give it up. He has to come down for the fuel at the least. And he will give up that lead. Comes down, will take most likely the 4 tires and the full of fuel. And that will give John Hagen the lead right here. John Hagen in the beautiful Miller High Life Throwback for today's Throwback 250. Can he walk away at Darlington as the 4th winner this season in the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series and his first win of his career in the league? Man, he's putting on a show right now. It's been between him and Blaze Crawford all season long, but Blaze is catching. He's about a second back now. It was about a 1.3, 1.4 second gap, but Blaze is coming. Brandon Six definitely put himself in a good spot to give himself a top 3, maybe a top 5 at the worst after a relatively rough day. Frankie Barroso right there as well. Teammate Brandon Bowie behind him and Michael Johnson. So Bowie Esports, P3 to P6 right now. Max Brady holding on to a very solid P7 right now. In his first race for the league, Tim Robb, very impressive performance here. Right side pretty well beat up, but hey, 16 laps to go and you're in P8. That's a good day. Matthew Fleming in P9 right now, and Joseph Mealy holding on to a very, very solid top 10. So that's your top 10 right here. John Hagen has some lap traffic right there to get around. Jacob Weist makes it work. But 15 laps to go, folks. Can we get this thing to the end? We couldn't do it before, folks, but 15 laps to go. Let's real quick go to the race day nonstop. We'll go and thank some sponsors, but we will not miss 1 inch of racing. We'll come right back.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like doggy bowl empty, Lakers will sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Welcome back, folks. We are 11 laps away from the conclusion of the Throwback Darlington 250. Ooh, some tight racing right here. Mealy and Tim Robb close together. We are winding this thing down right now. John Hagen putting on an absolute clinic, 1.7 seconds lead. It was about a second, but Blaze Crawford has fallen off quite a bit. Might have used up his stuff to try and catch John Hagen. But John Hagen has some lap traffic in front of him. This might play a big role into who wins this race. Can John get around these drivers right here cleanly to avoid Crawford catching him? He might just do it. Great job so far getting through that lap traffic. 8 laps to go now. Blaze Crawford has to get through the same amount of drivers. And man, John Hagen found something because he is just on a mission to track down his first win. Blaze Crawford, we saw him look so good early on in stage 1, stage 2 by winning both stages. We even saw him pass Hagen late in stage 2, seemingly because Hagen wore his tires down. But right now in stage 3, John found something that Blaze could not find. And we are winding this race down. 7 laps to go. Some racing right here. Christian Angel, Kenny Reel, looking very, very solid right now. Awesome job. Tough drives for Gary Slapinski. But again, this is one of those things, right? You win a race early in the season, and these races right here that come hard are a little bit easier to swallow. Not too bad right here, but up front, it is all about John Hagen. That 64 Miller High Life machine looking so strong today. Been a top 3, top 5 car all race long, but seemed like he couldn't figure out that long time or that long run speed. But here he is. Blaze Crawford in P2. Might not get that first win just yet, but looking extremely strong and definitely showing off how fast he can be. Frankie Barroso in P3. Up and down day for him. He's kind of worked his way up back to the front. Oh no, yellow flag on the track. Brandon 6, I believe. Oh my word. What happened? I don't see anything screaming at me on my scoring tower about a driver off track or spun out or whatnot, but I do see this. Let's take a look back. Oh no, Brandon 6. Yes, it was Brandon 6. Let's go back once more and take a look back. So he's alongside Frankie Barroso here. Hits the wall hard in turn 3. Might be coming up here. Turn 1 hits it pretty normal, it looks like. Don't know if I see it just yet. Oh, he was way off track. What happened? Oh, he got into the back of, looks like Weiss, potentially. Oh, he never even hit him. Just kind of lost it in turn 2, I believe that is. Man, really odd for sure. Not sure what happened there, but man, that's going to bring out a crucial caution flag at the end of this race. And right now, this is catastrophe. A lot of drivers probably deciding to come down, take tires, take the fuel. Brandon 6 on pit road has the damage. Kenny Reel as well. James Kaufman on pit road. Man, oh man, that changes absolutely everything. Just when you think John Hagan might win this, it gets ripped away potentially. And right now we're seeing John Hagan is in P6 currently. Blaze Crawford P7. So we definitely saw that a lot of these guys took tires. Taking tires here will be super advantageous, but the issue is you've only got 3 laps to do it. And at a track like this, old tires versus new tires is an absolute huge advantage having the new tires. So they should be able to fly around these guys pretty quick, but man, it's just such a tough break to see that yellow come out so late. And right now we're going to get that first look of the choose car today. Haven't had to see it a whole lot. Very minimal cautions, very good racing thus far. But this choose car could be massive for how this race unfolds. Right now we're going to see Daryl Young up at the front. We'll wait until they cross the line one more time because we're going to see some drivers get their laps waived. So we'll see how this looks in just a second. But the landscape of this race has changed big time. So here we go. This is going to be your field, folks. We get 3 green-white checkered flag attempts. And this is going to be the first green-white checkered attempt. And we are here. Daryl Young, Jackson Anderson, Brandon Bowie, Max Brady, Devin Smecker up front. I believe these top 5 have not taken tires and did not pit. At a minimum, they might have taken 2 tires. We have no confirmation on that, so I do apologize. But we do know John Hagan, Blaze Crawford, they do have those 4 tires. So this is going to be a dogfight right here. Great race so far. How will it end? The Throwback Southern 250. Everybody wants to win this race. And right now, the first green-white checkered attempt. Daryl Young, Jackson Anderson lead us off in the Geico restart zone. Seeing 2 wide, almost 3 wide already. Max Brady might force it here. Out of turn 2, yes he does. Big wreck right there. Jackson Anderson, Devin Smecker, and the yellow flag is out. You absolutely knew that was going to happen. Out of turn 2, 3 wide, 4 wide, all kinds of crazy stuff. Those are the things that happen right now at Darlington. New tires versus old tires. Drivers trying to get their first wins. It's unfortunate the race had to end this way, but man, Let's go back and take a look. We'll just start it at the green flag because that's when it all went down. We're going to see Max Brady here in that white number 5 go 3 wide down low. Not a bad move, but there's just no room to do that in turn 2. Unfortunately, a couple more drivers got involved here. Looks like Matthew Fleming involved. I believe Slapinski was involved as well. Blaze Crawford, unfortunately, involved in that as well. Hit the inside wall. Just absolute calamity. So what does that do? That sets us up for one more attempt at the green-white checkered. So right now we have, again, we have 3 for the race, but this is going to be number 2. And Daryl Young up front, he's got nothing to lose here. He's got that track position. Brandon Bowie, though, Max Brady, John Hagan right behind him. These guys all have new tires, according to my notes here, so you got to watch out for them, because if this thing goes green for those 2 laps, that's going to be it. Daryl Young, at this point, is going to hope that we get 2 more wrecks on these restarts immediately, and he might walk away with this win, but either way, Darlington is definitely proving to be a tough one. Now, granted, a very good race, only 1 caution for the race itself, but at the end here, man, tough break at the end to bring out overtime, but that sometimes happens, and here we are. So right now, 3 laps to go. Again, this is going to be attempt number 2. Yellow flag still out. A long way to go. A great race so far. Blaze Crawford was the winner of stage 1 and stage 2. Right now, was involved in that wreck, but finds himself in P8, still has those fresh tires. So if he can get back to the front, he might be okay here. John Hagan finds himself on the inside row, again on those fresh tires, and looks very, very good. Very, very fast, as we've seen. So Jackson Anderson was actually involved in that wreck in the middle of it. Somehow got through it and seems to be not in too bad of a shape. So second attempt at the green-white checkered. Will we see the white flag, or will we see one more yellow? We only get 2 more attempts at this. John Hagan, he can just feel that checkered flag in his hand. And right now, here we go. Daryl Young controls the restart. John Hagan on the inside lane. Who will get it here? Green flag in the air. Daryl Young, great jump right there. But how will it end in turns 1 and 2? Mealy way down low. Hold on to it though. P2, John Hagan. Oh, big wreck down low. No caution so far, but it might be. Yes, sir, it is. Huge wreck down below. Unfortunately, Blaze Crawford again. Jackson Anderson. Tough hit. Devin Smirker already on the pit road as well. And again, another yellow. Oh, Daryl Young off the track as well. Didn't see him actually fall off there. Man, oh man, tough break for Daryl Young. Let's go back and take a look. Wasn't really sure what happened there, but man. Looks like it might have all started with Jackson Anderson. Oh, tough break. Kaufman in the background. Man, oh man, tough. Yeah, you see Anderson just absolutely cream the wall right there. Yeah, Anderson had a really bad turn too. Boom, just bounces off the wall, collects Crawford, and Kaufman himself has his own issue in the background. That's going to be it. Daryl Young looks like he kind of lifted right here to let them go. I'm not sure what happened there. Let's go back and look at him. So Daryl riding on board. This is before the wreck happened. He just pulls over. Oh, out of gas. Potentially out of gas, huh? No, I don't know. Very weird. Not sure what's going on with Daryl right there. It looks like he maybe just let them go. He probably didn't want to be an issue, I guess, for lack of a better word, at that point. But pulls it over, and right now that's going to give the lead to Brandon Bowie. So again, last week's winner, Brandon Bowie, man, tell you what, sometimes fortune just kind of finds you. And right here, after a pretty chaotic end of the race, man, John Hagen had this thing wrapped up with about 3 laps to go until that caution came out. And right here, he is knocking on the door to try and get his first win. Frankie Barroso right there as well. Michael Johnson and Brandon Six in that 5th spot. Tim Robb, great job right there as well. P6, Matthew Fleming in P7. Slapinski, man, up and down day for him, but looking extremely good. Kenny Reel in P9, and the Max Brady, I believe, also involved in one of those wrecks as well, but finds himself in P10. So overall, really not too bad. Again, just a lot of torn up cars here late in the race. But this is going to be our last attempt at the green-white checkered flag. So if a yellow flag comes out here, that will end the race. And they'll still have to come back around and take that checkered flag under yellow, but it will essentially freeze the field, and that'll be it. So Brandon Bowie has the lead here, and John Hagen in P2 with Frankie Barroso. Man, comes down to this. Getting through the wrecks is a huge part of it, obviously, and again, sometimes that luck factor definitely makes it work, but right here, though, Brandon Bowie's experience, we know he's fast and we know he's good. So can he walk away with this win? But John Hagen, again, he's right there. He is not going to let this thing go away easy. We'll find out real quick what kind of car Hagen has. A couple of drivers coming down pit road. Blaze Crawford, again, stage one and stage 2. So it has had a great points day, but unfortunately just not going to get that win like I know he wanted to. Hugo Curiel on track as well. James Kaufman on pit road. But either way, one more attempt at wrapping up this race. Can we get it done? Well, here we go. Pace car lights are off. Things are going to get really intense now. Can we go green for the entirety of this last caution. I've got a funny feeling we're not gonna, but you know what? We're gonna try it anyway. Our last attempt at the green-white checkered. Will Brandon Bowie make it 2 in a row? Kentucky last week, and Darlington this week, or will John Hagen punch his ticket into the playoffs and win his first race in the ASRA Cup Series? Or could it be somebody else? Frankie Barroso, Michael Johnson right there as well, Tim Robb. A lot of hungry new drivers trying to get themselves their first win, and checking off Darlington would be massive for their portfolio. So we'll see. Pace car turns off. We are about to go green. One more attempt to end this race. Brandon Bowie, John Hagen in the front row, Geico restart zone, and we are off. A great run so far. Oh, John Hagen, big wreck right here. Oh no, caution flag is out. Frankie Barroso is going to steal this race win. Oh no. I believe Bowie and Hagen got loose and got out of shape in turn 2 at the wrong time right there. But man, oh man. We'll have to see how that ends right there. The field is frozen at the time of yellow. Who is it going to be right now? We're getting word that it might be Frankie Barroso, Gary Slapinski, and Max Brady as your top 3. This is the white flag lap. There are no more green-white checkered attempts. Hate to see a race end under yellow, but obviously, given the circumstance, it's going to be pretty wild and crazy. But as they cross the line, Frankie Barroso is going to be your winner today for the Throwback Darlington Southern 250. Incredible job for Frankie Barroso. Won Daytona, the season opening race, and right now has won Darlington. The Throwback 250, huge race win. Teammates wrecking each other. Not sure. I'm actually getting word now that it might have actually changed. No, it didn't. Okay. Yeah, at the time of yellow, Brandon Bowie was technically the leader. I'm getting word. But Frankie Barroso, Brandon Bowie was involved in the wreck. So unfortunately, if you're involved in the wreck, you don't technically count towards the actual finish, unfortunately. So Frankie Barroso is going to be your winner today, followed by Gary Slapinski, and I'm getting word Brandon 6 will be P3 at the time of yellow. So awesome job for all of them. Frankie Barroso going to burn them down right now. Huge win for him. Incredible job. We said it earlier. Man, Frankie's kind of a sleeper in this race. But that was earlier on, stage 2, based on speed and things like that. Definitely not as fast as Blaze and John Hagen. But sometimes you gotta just be at the right spot at the right time. And Frankie did that today in Darlington. Incredible job here for him. We're gonna go and thank a few sponsors, folks, and go and sort some things out. We will come right back and talk to your top 3 and your winner.
Hey guys, this is Kevin from KK Woodscapes. Wanted to say how excited we are to be a sponsor for the ASRA Cup Series this upcoming season. This is just some of the pieces we've created over the years. We can work with you and bring any special victory to life. To order, or if you have any questions, please scan the QR code for Instagram or contact me through the Discord. And hopefully, we'll be bringing your virtual victory into reality one day.
Alrighty, folks, we are back for the Throwback Darlington 250, and right now we are going to interview our top three. Brandon 6 walks away with a third place finish, as according to race control, so we're going to bring him in real quick if we can. Let's sneak him in, as we always do. Here he is, Brandon 6, getting word from race control that you did finish third at the line at the yellow, so congrats for the podium. I know you wanted maybe a win here, but up and down day for you. Talk to us about the race.
Honestly crap for me. It wrecked myself on like lap 3 or 4, whatever that was, and then messed up my pit road and tried everything not to kill the, I think it was a 60 car there with like 3 to go, I believe, and I caught him so fast I wasn't expecting it, and I hit the brake and immediately looped it. So I feel bad for kind of the whole field there for making that a shit show there at the end, honestly. But I was trying to avoid causing the wreck to begin with, but it just looped around on me with my brake bias and everything. So feel bad for everyone on that, but I'm glad to see one of our teammates get a win. Happy for Frankie pulling that off. Kind of one of those races, unfortunately.
Yes, sir. They can happen, obviously, even for a Season 5 champion. So those things do happen. Darlington is a tough racetrack. But either way, a top 3, not too bad. Give us any shout-outs you might have, any sponsors. What you got?
Yeah, I gotta thank Battle Beaver, Boo Esports, and you, Steve, for putting on this league and the broadcast. Everything for everything you do. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Awesome job, P3. We'll catch you next time. Awesome job. We're going to bring in next. It is... my bad. Gary Slapinski finishing in P2. Man, awesome job. Don't know how he did it, quite frankly, but we're going to bring him in. Here he is, Gary Slapinski. Man, talk about up and down day. Saw everybody in the field, probably passed everybody at least once today, and man, has a pretty beat up car there in the left end, but you made it work and you got through all the chaos and finished P2. So talk to us about your race, man. Great effort there.
Yeah, I I feel under the weather. I'm not really 100%. Came out here and
100%.
I literally, came out here. I was like, oh, I got to run it, so I'll give my 100%. And I felt like at one point in the race, I felt pretty good. The car felt pretty good. I was just trying to run some laps. It's really what I do is run some laps.
Yeah. And
it felt pretty good. And I got side by side with someone, and it was just, I don't know. I felt like he just let me go. Here you get to run someone, just let it go. The quicker. But whatever, it is what it is. But when I got into this, we got it together. My car got wrecked, and about half the race, my car had a minute and 30 damage on it, so it's been trashed.
Oh man, yeah.
Literally trashed in most of this race. But I was literally lucky to, those last couple of cautions at the end there, that the seas opened up and I just went around the middle and I got second. Everybody's like, you got second. I was like, how the hell did this happen tonight?
Yeah.
So I got lucky tonight. So that's I got the shoehorn tonight and I got lucky.
Hey, not bad though. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and right now today that proved it at Darlington. So great job today, man. Give us any shout outs you might have, sponsors, and great job.
Well, you guys did a great job tonight. Thanks for doing this for us. You guys are doing a great job. Appreciate it. I'd like to thank Driven, my teammates, my spotters, and Harpoon Designs for these beautiful paints they do for me. And I really appreciate it. Everybody out there watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching tonight. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Awesome job. We'll catch you next week. Great job right now. Now we're going to bring in your winner for the race. We're going to bring in Frankie Barroso. Man, somehow pulled off an incredible win. Here he is, Frankie Barroso. Again, just talk to Gary. Sometimes better to be lucky than good. And right here, we said earlier in the broadcast, Frankie, that, man, I mean, you're kind of a sleeper. Like, you were showing some speed, but didn't quite have that speed, against Blaze Crawford or even, John Hagen. But here you are in the winner's circle for the second time this season, man. How'd it go for you?
I mean, again, it was we just got very lucky, or I should say, I got very lucky. I backed into that one, but it's it is what it is. I mean, sometimes you got to just put yourself in position, and that's all that matters. And I do agree with that point. I think the 64 and the 12 were the class of the field. Like, I could definitely keep up with one of them, like on the short run, but then I would push too hard, and if I kept up on the long run, I would kind of lose too much time at the beginning. So I was kind of just comfortable. I'd probably say top 10. There was a lot of good cars in the field. I just got the track position in the end, but that's how it goes sometimes, and I just got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, that sometimes is the case. I mean, Darlington is just so tough, and honestly, a very clean race. We saw some drivers spin down below the apron, and at a track like this, it's always tough because iRacing doesn't really recognize that as cautions per se. So, yeah, definitely right place, right time. Definitely feel for Hagen there. Obviously, that caution came out at the end, and man, he was looking really stout alongside your teammate Blaze Crawford. So, tough to see that. Obviously, the race was really good overall, minimal cautions, but sometimes at the end, those overtimes just get wild. So either way, a win for you, Daytona, a marquee event, and then Darlington today. So man, you're just knocking off all the big races this season. So a great job for you, man. Give us your shout outs real quick if you have any, and awesome job.
Yeah, I'd like to shout out first Bowie Esports for bringing the heat. I feel bad we didn't have a throwback. I wouldn't have mind not winning today if a throwback won it. So I was not gonna lie, I was kind of pulling for the 64 only because of the throwback. That would have been kind of cool. But I'd like to thank everyone at Bowie Esports, the league, ASRA, everybody who watched, tuned into the stream, and everybody who makes this happen, because it's a lot of fun. The last green white checkered was survival, and sometimes you get lucky, and I was one of the lucky ones. So I'll take that and take my 5 extra playoff points and move on to next week.
Yes, so far, I mean, awesome. Just a great run right there. Yeah, starting off the season very, very strong. And some of us were even wondering if we would get this race in today because of all the iRacing bugs and the new release and something about rain, yada, yada. But yet again, here we are in the winner's circle. So great job again, man. And yeah, we'll see you next week in Texas.
Hey, man. See you all next week.
Alrighty, folks, that is going to be it today. Man, what an awesome, awesome race. It just really sucks, if I'm going to be real with you, to see how the race ended, all those yellow flags in the overtime, right? Man, I would have loved to have called a race where we saw a first-time winner in John Hagen, because he had it, man. He was right there. Just a heartbreak for him, but he will definitely get it next time. And sometimes those things happen. That's why we race the race, and we, 134 laps can be tough here. Darlington is not easy. And we had a wreck basically in lap 2, and then we had a wreck with 2 to go. So one of those things, unfortunately, but Frankie Barroso is your winner. Gary Slopinski in P2. And then Max Brady chose P3, but he wasn't actually third place on the grid. So official results will be released to the drivers in a little bit. But right now, folks, big thanks to all of you who are here in the race today watching live on YouTube. The sub count has been going higher and higher every race. Really appreciate that. I think at this point we're probably at 350 or 550, excuse me. So that's very, very cool. Appreciate all of you for doing that. And folks, we'll see you back next weekend. We're off on Monday for the Nora Truck Series, but we'll be back next Tuesday right here for Texas for the ASRA Cup Series by Harpoon Design. The beginning race of the same state showdown, Texas and then COTA back to back in the same state. So going to be pretty cool. We'll see you then, 9 p.m. Eastern time. But for now, have a good night, folks. We love you.